Let's get to the Las Vegas Raiders and what the heck happened. Now, remember, it was a reach for Arnett, the cornerback out of Ohio State at 19 in the first round, most people believe. Then they just got weird. They go Lynn Bowden Jr., you should know him, Kentucky, the do all everything kid, and a guy we love at 81, back to back, another receiver in Brian Edwards, but he's got the foot issue out of South Carolina. Your thoughts when those two came off the board to the Raiders?
Well, I mean, look, let's start back in the first round. I think first let's do a backdrop here. When you are the general manager or team builder, which John Gruden is, of the Las Vegas Raiders, you've just moved to a city that you got to make damn sure that you draft players that love the game and don't love the limelight. That strip is going to be alluring. When I worked there when I was really young, I had no money. I had Burger King coupons in my pocket, so the strip never affected me, right? Because they had no money. And most of the kids that go to school in Vegas, they have no money, so it doesn't affect them either. But a pro athlete, that's a different ball game. So those are certain cities you got to be really careful in terms of building your team. Las Vegas, New Orleans, Miami, Tampa. I mean, there's a lot of action going on in those towns, and you got to make sure players love it. I'm not sure Arnett is, Mike Mayock said about how much he played with a broken wrist. You talk to other people around the league, that's going to be an interesting challenge, how he adapts to the town, how he adapts to the play. But here's what I do know. When you run 4-5-6, you can't cover Tyreek Hill. When you run 4-5-6, you can't cover Mikael Hardeman. When you run 4-5-6, you ain't covering Sammy Watkins. So my question is, are you a zone team at the Raiders, or are you going to just not have him cover anybody? Because there's a matchup that you're not going to win. So that's on him. Now we go to the second round. Look, Gruden loves receivers. It's always about juice, man. I need more juice. I need more juice. It's never about team building. Like, you got to play Patrick Mahomes. You should be drafting defensive linemen at every chance you get, because the only way you're going to beat the Chiefs is to stop Mahomes. And last year you couldn't stop anybody. So, he comes back, he drafts as a jack of all trades, which is great, but I'm not sure how it all works. And then I love Edwards. No one loves Edwards more than me. I think that's a great pick for him. I think he gets a big receiver, kind of a Dez Bryant type guy. Maybe not as quick as Dez, but he's a powerful man with great hands. The question why he slipped in the third round was concussions. He's had a lot of them. People are concerned about his foot and the concussions. So if they get by that, that's awesome. They did it with Maurice Hurst when they drafted him out of Michigan in the fifth round. We'll see what happens. But to me, if I'm the Raiders, it's about defensive linemen and trying to rush the passer and fixing the both fronts. When you do a draft and all you do is draft receivers, that looks great. You and Bob Quinn can have a conversation about how good that looks. But the reality of it is the teams that build their lines, they're the ones that win. Just ask Matt Rule.
Again, the voice of the Las Vegas Raiders, Brent Musburger, came on the Lombardi line, said they're going to go wide receiver and cornerback in the first round. We were surprised by Arnett. Were you surprised by Ruggs at 12?
I love Ruggs. I think Ruggs and Hamler are the two guys that no matter where on the field they could get the ball in the end zone, and I like that. And I think that was a really good pick. And I said it at the time. I think it's a really good pick. A lot of people in the league that did all the receivers loved Ruggs.